Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm excited about bringing on my first guest because he's been on with me once before, and we're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hello to everybody out there. I have with me Jason Casals, and he is the owner of Modern Floors. Welcome to the show. I want you to first tell everybody a little bit about what made you to start your own flooring company, and kind of what makes you different.
Well, I've been in the industry doing floors for other companies.
It's hard, ladies and gentlemen. I know it.
Yeah, not countries, but other companies for about 10 years, right? And so I've worked for some of the big guys, the big blue guy, the big red guy. I didn't work for them, but you guys know who the big blue guy is. So I just want to give people a different experience, right? Have an honest person that goes into their home. It's not a high pressure sales. So I just really wanted to give somebody a better customer experience. And also a commitment to quality. So that means I provide a lot more products and stuff that could be a better quality than just a small amount that's in like that car that they brought into the home. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like my biggest reason why I wanted to start it. I think I can do something better and also serve our community better. Because I think when I first started off with one of the big guys, that was a long time ago, I just felt kind of icky, like a car salesman, you know? And so I did move on up into a different division of that company and started learning a lot more about the flooring industry. It's the business side. So I started working to find restoration companies and contractors and apartment complexes, which is a different breed than the in-home sales. But the in-home sales really needed some help. And so that's why I really wanted to start my own company and do something better.
Before you came on the last time, one of the things that you talked to me about was no baloney. That was a big thing for you.
No bull.
I called it baloney because I'm being nice right now.
Upfront pricing with no bull, right? So, when I leave someone's house or if I show or present somebody a price, I even kind of joke with them. I'm like, look, I'm not the big guys. I'm not going to sit here and call my manager and keep lowering the price for you until you go and push you, right? I said, I'm going to email this over to you. There's no high pressure sales, and I hope I'm in your business. So that's what I mean by upfront pricing. It's already there set at a great low price, no haggling that we got to keep going down with no bull. So that's what that meant.
You're valley-wide, you're rated with the Better Business Bureau. Now, here's the thing about you is also you're mobile. You're a mobile showroom. So you come to them. That is awesome. Why is it so important for them to have someone like you go to them?
It's important because how do you look at products inside the big box stores, like the Home Depots and Lowe's and such, right? With their lighting, which is usually a bright daylight, right? Fluorescent bulbs. And you can't see that product up against your couch or your walls or your paint. Walls and paint are the same thing, but you get what I'm saying. Your cabinets actually is a really big one. So you want to have a contrast to your cabinets, and then maybe it actually pulls something out of the countertops, right? So that's why it's important. I'm not the one that invented the whole mobile showroom, but it is a brilliant business policy, brilliant business plan.
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. I see people, my daughter just did it. She wasn't putting in flooring, it was something else that they were doing, but you cannot see it unless it's in your house. You have different lighting completely. So they come to you, they're valley-wide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free in-home estimates, licensed, bonded, and insured. You're both residential and commercial. And he says, upfront pricing with no bull. Also, he does for veterans and also first responders. They always get 10% off. I want also people to know their phone number, write it down. This is the time right now. It's the summertime, right? It's a great time to get yourself ready for the holidays, which are coming around the corner. I can't believe that really it's almost August here.
It's right around the corner, but the other thing that's kind of a little trade secret is things slow down during the summer. So maybe you're going to get a better price from not just me, but maybe other people too.
The number to call them is 928-793-1603. You can check them out on their website. It's Modern FLOORZZ, and that's with 2Z's.com. So modernfloors.com. Okay, let's go back over here. What is the biggest mistake that homeowners make when choosing new flooring?
I want to say the biggest mistake, there's several, but the biggest one is make sure you choose a actual licensed contractor. This isn't just for flooring guys, this is for any type of work being done in your home. And the reason why that is because you don't have any recourse. You see it on the news all the time. Someone started their pool project and they disappeared and they're out $15,000. With the licensed contractor, at least you know that they're licensed, bonded, and insured. There is an entity out there that's actually checking this type of stuff, or you can go look into that. And then you can complain to them. And they even have a $100,000 bond that's set for people that have complaints. So
Well,
that's my biggest thing.
You are all about integrity. I think that's
Absolutely.
the biggest thing with you that I feel, especially when it comes to with the upfront pricing and no bull. And a lot of people, I mean, I think a lot of people can attest to that. Every time they do something, it turns out to be more stressful because there's all of that bull that gets involved. Not with you.
No, not with me.
Their I'll get it out. The phone number is 928-793-1603. He's mobile. They come to you. Modern Floors with 2Zs.com. Valleywide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. Free in-home estimates. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Residential and commercial. 2-year workmanship warranty.
That is correct. Which is part of the ROC, Register of Contractors. So everybody has to abide by that.
Okay. Well, it's important that people know that you have that as well. So let's come on over here. I think I have enough time for another one here. Why is professional installation so important when it comes to flooring?
It is very, very important. I work with restoration companies a lot, and we have to tear up the floors because there was a flood, and you can see that it wasn't prepped the right way the first time. Right? So floor prep is actually one of the most important things when it comes to installing floors. Over a 10-foot span of 1/16 of an inch has to be that flat, right? So what that means is, like, let's say that somebody installed that floor the first time, but the restoration insurance company has to install it the right way the second time. So that kind of gives you an example of what is important as far as floor prep goes. Next is warranty protection. That's the other reason why you need a professional installation. If you have a warranty issue on your floors, you can't have a warranty issue if you didn't have somebody who's professional with a license to actually install it. And then long-term durability, it'll last a lot longer, obviously, if it's professionally installed. And then sometimes you can avoid very expensive mistakes. So if you try to do it yourself or you hire a handyman and stuff and they're not cutting things the right way, you might be running out of product, you gotta go buy more product, it doesn't look good. The transitions between rooms or the baseboards and stuff like that can look bad. And so it's just a costly mistake.
I'm going to tell you, my ex-husband tried to do that by himself. And he got all the way to almost to the end. And it was really weird because the floor wasn't exactly right. So all of that work had to be redone, a lot of it, because the floor wasn't flat,
That's
right?
correct.
And that is so important. What's great is that you bring that to their attention right away because you want it done right the first time.
Correct.
Their phone number again, it's 928-793-1603. They're mobile. They come right to you. What's nice about that is that you're going to see it in your home with your own lighting. You'll be able to know what that really is going to look like, and it's going to be beautiful in your own home. Modern Floors with 2Zs.com. They're valley-wide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free in-home estimates, licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial. He is all about integrity. It's all about no upfront, I'll say it this way. There are all upfront pricing with no bull.
Correct.
And I can't say the last word, but everybody knows what it is, you know? But the main thing is people, we need to know that there's so many people in this industry, and especially no matter what you're doing, you can get taken advantage of, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Call the professional. The number is 928-793-1603. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we're still live here in this room, okay?
Oh, bad.
So we're not live outside, but we're live on Facebook. So we're still gonna talk a little bit,
Okay.
and then we'll come back to that. I like a story too, you know. What it was like when you came in, let's say, with somebody with their lighting, if you wanna do that. We just did a little one for floors, right? You said that it's important to be, have would you say, the warranty that somebody can have. I had a floor done, and I don't know if this has ever happened. This is years ago. I mean, it's like 35 years ago. And I wanted a blue floor. And I got this really cool blue floor. And the way that it was shown to me was different than what they put down.
Okay.
You know? And it was shiny instead of flat.
Okay.
And it was super shiny, and it was super slippery. And I was worried because I was pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fall, you know? And we had to take it out and but it was wrong. It was, the thing was, what about it was that it was shown to me differently, as it was flat. And I wanted that flat.
Did they take care of you? The company?
You know what? We ended up ripping it. I don't remember, but I remember it being, you know, I think they did. They took it out because I was so upset. I was crying, you know, because I was pregnant and everything was wrong. And I think that's what they did. And they put it in the one that I had asked for. It was different. But they didn't come like with the whole, like you. They didn't have a showroom or anything like that. They came and showed me some pieces of things, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it was my fault or their fault, really.
Well, sometimes it's just hard to tell until it's laid down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's experience though, like when something goes wrong, like in my industry or my job, or the jobs, you learn from that. Like, oh, I didn't know that would be slippery, right? Because maybe you got to realize there's a bunch of vendors out there that's selling us products.
Mm-hmm.
You think I know every single one of them?
Mm-hmm.
No. It looks great. It's got numbers and accolades on the bottom, slip resistance coefficients, stain resistance, acid resistance.
We're going to talk about that. That's what I want.
All that kind of stuff. But I cannot tell you I've laid every single one of these floors. And so when we put it in, you know, it's tough because that's something that I have to worry about too, that someone's not going to like it. Now you can't just rip up floors because somebody doesn't like it, but if it's really a slipping
no,
hazard,
it was a hazard.
that kind of stuff.
It really was.
Then so
Scary. But yeah, and it's all how you handle it. And I think that's what you
I have
are all
some
about.
stairs right now that actually have a bad issue that I had to handle.
Yeah,
that
it
I'm handling
happens.
right now to pick up pieces and stuff.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking about floors here, and I love during the break on a 30-minute segment, we talked to Facebook land out there, and we're coming back, and I want to ask you, you know, it's hot outside, but what's hot in flooring right now?
What's hot in flooring? Well, luxury vinyl plank, I think everybody has seen it, heard of it, see it on TV, especially the flippers and stuff like that. But I do got to say that what's starting to shift a little bit is waterproof laminate. Laminate is made out of actual sawdust resin and a waterproofing with paper on top versus the luxury vinyl plank is made with vinyl and it's thinner. And now that it's waterproof and scratch resistant and pet resistant, it just seems more realistic. It's a little bit thicker too, so it lines up with the tile in like another room for the transition piece. I feel like that's actually coming a lot more popular now. All the manufacturers are now making waterproof laminate. So I still think luxury vinyl plank might be king right now, but it might be losing its throne pretty soon.
Yeah, but I think also since it's almost in every place you go,
Yes.
so maybe you want something a little different, right? And I
Yes.
think if you're family, for children who spill things all the time, or pets, that the way to go is with the laminate. And you know, today I think there's so many different products out there. Even when you talk about laminate, it's not like the laminate like it was years ago.
Yeah, let me ask you this, since you
Yeah.
brought this up, would you rather be sold when someone comes to your house or rather be educated when someone comes to your
Educated.
house?
That's what I like.
That's what I do. So like that little spiff that I just told you, I even give somebody a pop quiz. So what's the difference between LVP? What's the difference between WPC? And stuff like that. So they know and understand what they're actually getting and what they think would work best for their home. So that's just another kind of, I didn't really think of that till you brought it up. And I'm like, well, I educate people when I go to people's house.
Well, they come to you. It's a showroom that comes to you. And what's great about that is you're going to have your own lighting. You'll know exactly what it's going to look like when they put it in. Don't go to the big box anyway. It's nice to have a boutique firm like you
Yes.
because, you know, they're really, it's first of all, you get wonderful different stuff that maybe not even be out there, but also you're getting that education. He's taking the time to come in and educate you on exactly what it is that you're getting. So there are a lot of flooring companies out there. What would you say besides, we were talking about integrity, makes you different?
Well, we talked about the honest estimates from pricing. The communication, I think, I really strive for that. And I keep saying I wanted to mention that I do have 3 in-home consultants too. And even if they're not at the same par as I am, because I've been around for so long doing this, they always, are getting training or they're calling to ask me questions, but they also know a lot about flooring too. But their communication or my communication, we thrive with that, with texting, saying the guy's on their way, as far as the installers, the guys are on their way. Throughout the process, I check in, and I had one person actually tell me, I didn't know you were actually going to check in so much. I almost went with another company because they said they're going to project manage it. And project managing they thought was physical, but even checking in and asking if everything's going okay and do you have any complaints at this moment, that's different than like some of the big guys. That you don't even know when they're going to show up with the big guys. Attention to details, so like the little things or like customizing little things that we might have to do or buy or fix, things like that. Like I'll give you an example. Baseboards don't typically go around a round corner, right? Well, I can customize or find rubber baseboards that match.
That's nice.
That type of stuff. So just little things like that.
So here's one. If someone thinks that new flooring is out of their budget, what would you tell them?
Well, there's more than just, you don't have to do your whole home. That's number one. Let's do a whole home option. Let's see if that actually is in the budget. We have financing options is number 2, which I'm not a big fan of financing, right, to be honest. 0% interest, if you guys comfortably can pay that off in 6 to 12 months, then go for it. But I don't want to get anybody into debt and paying interest. But then you can scale it back. Let's say, well, what if we just did it in phases? What if we just did this bedroom or this living room right now, which would spruce up this house tremendously? We can also switch products. So this was all LVP. What if we showed you a really nice carpet for your bedrooms? Like carpet, people think carpet's really bad, but it's not. It is if you get builder grade, but there's carpet out there that's actually a really good quality 30-year warranty.
I like
cut
carpet
resistant.
In my bedroom. I don't know about anybody else.
Not everybody thinks that way because they think it's got germs or whatever, right?
Oh,
but they've done
that's
studies that dust actually sits on the carpet for you to actually vacuum. And LVP or hard surface tile, anything else, it actually flips up in the air when you walk across it. So there's just misconceived notions about carpet.
Where else but on Networking Arizona would you hear about dust that flips up?
That you breathe in, right? So anyways, I'm just saying there's like multiple ways to actually maybe fit into a budget or do things in phases and things like that.
Well, and a lot of people might have to do that, and that is perfectly fine. What they do is they come to you, they work with you, they're all about integrity and make sure that they have upfront pricing for you with no bull. And the other thing that they do is they offer for veterans and first responders 10% off. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They are valley-wide. They do free in-home estimates, licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial. I think the best thing that you can do is give them a call. It's 928-793-1603. They're all about educating you. That is the number one thing that they want to do is educate you and getting you what's right. That's another thing. A lot of people might want to not necessarily can't afford, so doing less, but not putting in something that isn't quality, something that's going to last longer. That's also very important. And hold up to what you are for you as a person or with your home, with the people that are in it. It's different for everyone.
Yeah, cheaper isn't always better. And actually, I have to think about that too, because I told you I owned this floor for 2 years, right? So I don't like putting cheap product in. That could potentially fail just because it's some Chinese super thin piece of stuff that's $1.90 or $1, you know what I mean? Like it's super inexpensive, and it's like, well, what if that fails? What if that breaks? I gotta handle that. So I really like showing quality product. But can I tell you a little story?
Sure, I love that.
How much time we got?
We have 4 minutes.
4 minutes, okay, quick story. I just want to give a little shout out. I want to say thank you to Salt Fire in Tempe. I just put some commercial flooring into their brewery. So I just want to give a shout out to something that we did. But also I wanted to show you what happens when you actually make a mistake. I have a customer where we put some new stairs in, and the flush part of the front stair nose is not exactly flush. It's 2 credit cards off, like 2 credit card thickness off. And so I'm tearing up the stairs, redoing them all for free, and I'm going to custom make the front part of the steps. So I just kind of want to show you the integrity of what maybe some other flooring companies probably just tell them to beat sand. Why do I say beat sand? Because it does meet the satisfaction of the ROC or industry standards with that 2 credit card thickness, but they're not happy. So if you want good reviews and if you want people to refer you, then why would you just tell them to beat sand, right? So I'm going to rip it all up and redo it. So I just thought that was like a really good feel good story.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really wants it all to be ripped up as far as like their house still be under construction and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm just kind of proud of actually,
The way that you stand by your work.
I actually like making things right. It's kind of fun.
Well, I think most of the time it is right. It's just that when something happens, it's how do I take care of that? It can happen to anybody. We all know that. We all business owners know that some things can happen. How am I handling it? Am I right on top of it immediately? Am I there right away going to look at it and seeing what can be done? If it is that it needs to be fixed where you're tearing it up and then you have to go back and do it right, I can't imagine that the client wouldn't be very pleased with what you were doing with that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Absolutely. So again, I think the main thing is right now, he also said, and I heard you say it here on the radio, which is it's summertime now and things are a little slow. So they'd love for you to give them a call because you might just get a better price. So that phone number to call them is 928-793-1603, and they're again licensed, bonded, and insured. Their website is modernfloors.com, Valley-wide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do in-home consulting. They're going to go in there and help you. Do you help people make a decision? Because sometimes, you think you know what you want, and you come in there and you're looking at all this stuff and you're going, you know what? I think I like this better. What do you do?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but we're design consultants. Like me and the salespeople, we go in there and kind of give our spit on. Do you want to hear what we think? And they say, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they trust what we're saying.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to say real quick is we're not the only ones that are slow. I just want to say the whole industry, restoration companies, contractors.
No, it's slow. It's summertime. If you don't know that in Arizona, that's
I don't want to say it sound bad. Like we're slow, we're desperate. No, I'm just saying the whole industry. It's
not about that. But that's the way it is here in Arizona.
Yeah.
And right now, it's a great time to call them. Their number again is 928-793-1603. They're mobile. They come to you. That's also what makes them different. Valley-wide, all about integrity. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They do free in-home estimates. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial. They also do a discount for veterans and first responders, and they want you to give them a call. Their number again is 928-793-1603. Check them out on their website. It's modernfloors with 2Z's.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.